when you want to perform better, what do you do?
Practice more.
Practice more. Okay.
We prepare better.
We prepare better. Okay.
Calm myself and just collect the thoughts.
Calm myself and collect the thoughts. Okay.
Observe the experts better.
Stay confident.
Stay confident. Okay.
Plan.
Okay.
Give my 100% and a little more.
Give my 100% and a little more. Okay.
Have better relationship with the person with whom we are concerned with.
लगता है भाभी जी पास में बैठी है. Okay. You know, it's a very interesting question, and I'm super excited with the answers that you guys have given. None of you, not a single one of you said we work harder. Not a single one of you said that we work harder or we work more when we have to perform more. So, what does that tell us about performance? Batao, batao.
Work smart, not hard.
Work smart, not hard. Okay.
See that we are in the quadrant of champions.
Be in the company of champions. Mindset is equally important. Okay. Today, my portion, like कोई एक बड़ा प्रोग्राम होता है ना, उसमें एक वेलकम एड्रेस होता है और वोट ऑफ थैंक्स होता है. तो ना अभी केएमएम में मेरा रोल वेलकम एड्रेस और वोट ऑफ थैंक्स है, और बीच का जो माल मसाला है ना, एसेंशियल पार्ट, वो भी बेटू जी करती है. Okay, let's do a very small exercise, but brilliant exercise. It'll show us something really beautiful. I'm going to say certain words to you, and let's see how many words you remember. I'm going to say these words in about 20 seconds. And let's see in 20 seconds how many words you can remember. Okay? Apple, tiger, rain, clock, mango, train, blue, elephant, chair, moon, pencil, ocean. कितने वर्ड याद है?
Elephant, blue, chair.
मैं तो बोल रहे 10 वर्ड याद है. आई मीन आपने ना सिर्फ वर्ड्स गिने हैं, कितने वर्ड्स बोले गए हैं.
8.
वो होशियार हो.
5 words.
हाँ, मतलब आप में से काफी लोगों ने
6,
हाँ.
7.
अभी देखो 10 आंसर आया है, 11 आंसर आया है, 12 आंसर आया है. मैंने 12 वर्ड ही नहीं बोले, लोगों को 12 वर्ड याद है. मैं सही है. इंडिया की इकोनॉमी आपके हाथ में होनी चाहिए. क्या फास्ट ग्रो होगी. ओके, नाउ सपोजिंग आई टेल यू, आई एम गोइंग टू टेल यू वर्ड्स एंड यू हैव टू रिमेंबर जस्ट द fruits. You have to remember just the fruits. Apple, tiger, rain, clock, mango, train, blue, elephant, chair, moon, pencil, ocean.
2. Apple, mango.
Apple, mango.
जो मेरे फेवरेट है मैंने वो बोल दी ना. पहली बार when I asked you how many words you remember, chances are you may not have remembered both those words. Same person is speaking, same person is listening. What changed?
Focus.
Focus and priority.
Focus.
Concentration.
Focus.
नहीं, आप पहले भी बहुत फोकस और कंसंट्रेशन के साथ सुन रहे थे.
Question changed.
Instruction.
Lot of information.
Direction change.
The information was
Focus
exactly the
narrowed
same.
down.
We
Goal
filtered what we needed.
Exactly. So what we did is we created a filter on what is important and what can be dropped. किस में फोकस करना है, किस में फोकस नहीं करना है. Now this is called technique. What is technique? Technique fundamentally means how to do things not with more efforts, but in a system which helps me perform better. Very, very simple. जो बेटू ने बात किया था ना, अर्जुन तुम्हें क्या दिख रही है? चिड़िया की आंख. तो चिड़िया की आंख आ गई ना. वी हैव टू रिमेंबर ओनली द फ्रूट्स. बाकी सब चीज यहां फिल्टर हो रहा है. In this session that we are going to take with the kids, we are not teaching them studying. We are teaching them performance. And there is a big difference. When we teach them performance, they use it in every aspect of life. When we teach them studying, only the subjects which is interesting, they will be able to apply it. In today's competitive world, if somebody understands with the same amount of effort, I can produce much better results, उससे अच्छा उस इंसान के लिए दोस्त नहीं हो सकता. So this is one session where you are delivering to the students what they can implement repeatedly in the next few months. We are also building upon certain things that we have discussed earlier, which includes how to make choices, chinta many to chinta mani, which includes Arjun ki aankh and how to stay focused on what is important. And all this is going to be implemented in things which are very, very critical for their life right now. What we are going to help the children do is help them discover what produces better performance. We are going to help the children discover what produces better performance. In the coming Sunday life lesson, I'm going to take for all the life scholars from our life point of view, what helps us create better performance. In this session, from a student's point of view, you will be taking what creates better performance. Now, whether the child wants to do athletics or they want to do music or they want to do engineering or they want to follow art, if anybody has this knack, if they understand, if they've learned what creates better performance, you have just helped them gain an edge. And you have given them that confidence that I know something by which I can perform better. And in the beginning of their life, this confidence will give them the right bricks. You know, once you have done something a few times, then confidence comes. Like many of you have been taking KMM for a little while, so you're confident about taking the class. But when you have to do something for the first time, you need something which will give you confidence because you don't have performance yet. When you have performance in your life, your confidence is different. But when you don't have performance in your life, you need confidence from some other source. And that is where, when I know I have a technique, I have a method, I have a process, which is not known to the world. And that is going to help me to do really well. This extra confidence, कि I have something extra, will give children that edge by which they will be able to focus. Like one of you said, they'll be able to collect their thoughts. They will ensure distraction does not happen because I know I have something. It's almost like you go somewhere and you have 1,000 rupees, but you have a credit card also with you. अब तुमको 1200, 1300, 1500, 2000 की भी कुछ चीज पसंद आए ना, you know that I have 1,000 rupees, but I also have a credit card. The presence of that credit card gives you that extra confidence. Multiple times in life, I have seen this, that when you tell someone, I have your back, tu ja, main hu na. The fact that you have somebody's back gives that person who's going out there to face things a lot of confidence. They may never come to you. They may never ask you for help, but the fact that you are present gives them that extra confidence, which helps them to master their emotions, which helps them to focus on the right things and create the performance that they wanted to create. Today's session has many such techniques, not one, many such techniques. And these techniques have been honed, developed, tested across the past 25, 26 years. Each one of these techniques is a gold mine. Each one of these techniques works like a charm. Each one of these techniques have been applied, results seen, and repeated multiple times. So the bottom line of today's session is, we are not teaching children studying. We are teaching children performance. This line you may want to repeat a few times inside the classroom. We are not teaching you studying, we are teaching you performance. There will be many people who may not want to study, but who is there who does not want performance? मतलब आप लोगों को भी मालूम है, आप भी स्कूल जाते थे. There must be so many of you over here who may not have gone to school to study. मतलब study was not the cause which made you go to the school. It could be friends, it could be fun, it could be you don't have any option. And maybe in class 8, 9, 10, 10, you did not have that kind of an ambition कि मुझे पढ़ लिख के आगे जाना है. So at that time, if somebody told you, come, I'll teach you studying, you would have found it so boring. But if somebody taught you performance, or your interest was in music, your interest was in cricket, your interest was in arts, your interest was in building relationships. If somebody says, I will teach you performance, then people will definitely listen to you with a lot of love and attention. कि यार ये इंसान परफॉर्मेंस सिखाने वाला है, 7-8 टेक्निक्स आने वाले हैं, एक दो भी अपने को जम गया या पड़ गया ना तो अपना काम तो हो जाएगा. So the core of this session, very, very beautifully made and crafted, and is going to be delivered in Joe's style, is we are not here to teach you studies. We are here to teach you performance. And to perform this session right now for all of you, with a lot of love and pride, let me invite a person who has been consistently doing very well in studies and in performance. Beto, over to you.
Thank you, Poppy.
You're welcome.
First, now, I just want to do this to you. क्योंकि है ना, I was wondering what is going to be your start today for this session. Some of us have taken this session multiple times, and I was कि ठीक है, देखते हैं Poppy क्या करेंगे. But this new angle of we are not teaching you studying, we are teaching you performance has kind of lifted the relevance of the session multifold. So thank you so much for a lovely start. And कभी कभी तो chance दे दो कि मैं ये नहीं करूं. But I always feel that till that last breath of my life, I should be able to do it because you stun us with some just wonderful nuggets. So thank you so much.
Love you,
Happy
sir.
morning. Love you. Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Good morning.
अभी मजा
Happy
आएगी.
morning.
morning, happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
एक एडवांटेज तो है, पता है क्या?
Happy morning.
Happy morning. Happy morning. At least 100 videos are on right now. So that is wonderful. और बाकी जो ऑन नहीं है ना तो कर लीजिए क्योंकि आज आई एम गोइंग टू बिकम अ टीचर इन द क्लास टू ऑल ऑफ. स्टडिंग नहीं परफॉर्मेंस सीखना है ना तो मेरे को तो स्टार्टिंग मिल गया. फॉर थैंक यू. Before we go to the session, a few things that I would love to share with you. About 2 years back, we were going to Mahabaleshwar, the entire family, and we were on Katraj Ghat. And as we take the turn towards the tunnel, if you're in Pune, you might know Katraj Ghat. और वो tunnel आता है एक छोटू सा tunnel. So as we are entering the tunnel, this Om, who is all of 6 years, looks back at the valley and then he kind of spreads his arms inside the car and says, "This is the most beautiful sight I have seen in my life." His life, 6 years, okay? And he's borrowing that dialogue. Every time a session happens and I get to read the feedbacks posted in the groups, I feel like Om spreading his arms and saying, "This is the most beautiful sight in my life." And I know that these are experiences which are going to be so endless that even if I am his 6 plus 40 today, it still feels like my life is too short. I mean, there's so many more beautiful memories I'm going to read. So thank you so much for putting those messages on the groups. It adds, वो रात को अकेले घर पे बैठते हैं ना and we are reflecting through the day ना, वो पढ़ के ना it looks like आज का दिन worth it है. और आप लोग इतना मेरे पे वो शावर करते हो through the group. So really thank you to each and every volunteer to post. Some nuggets in the sense, some small experiences I would like to share. There is a school called Seva Sadan High School in Burhanpur. Now, 2 years back, they joined us and the teacher in the school conducts the session. Last year, in 24-25, one of their students became district topper number 2. And we had sent that entire Star of the Future kit and they were very excited. This year, they again have a district topper amongst their first few rankers in the school. And when Tahira called and said, "Ma'am, congratulations, aapne bhi mehnat ki hogi," almost instantly, मतलब है ना, without any gap, she said, "बच्चों की मेहनत है." Now, to me, that was epic. Because we know that the subject teachers take a lot of effort with the students. But how instantly she says, "बच्चों की मेहनत है." So thank you, Bhumika ji, if you're there in the meeting today, to say those statements and realign our purpose, ये sets the tone that we are going in the class to take the session. I may deliver very well, but at the end of the day, बच्चों की मेहनत है, whatever they achieve. So that was just brilliant. We have another volunteer called Malika. Some volunteers, they stay in the background, quietly managing. So she is the school coordinator. बहुत प्यार से. So this week their session was getting delayed इधर उधर. So we were just having a chat. And Malika said, "Jo, I want to talk about something to you." I said, "अभी क्या हो गया? अभी session का तो हो गया." And I was like, वो चिंतामणि anticipating चालू हो जाता है ना. So the moment you hear करके यार कुछ तो है. And she said, I had to tell you. And I'm like, "Okay, fine, Jo, prepare yourself, be alert. You're going to solve the issue, whatever it is, with a lot of love." And she says, "That pranayam you took, no chaturhasya, that helped me a lot. पहले तो मैंने सांस ली, relief की. Oh my God, चलो ठीक है." But what she said was beautiful. She said that I have been applying for multiple interviews. And just before the interviews, I would sit and do the box breathing. And it has helped me brilliantly well. So thank you, Malika, for that message. I also do box breathing before I start my session over here. And I know it really settles me. So my appeal to all of you, if you do it regularly, great. If not, please utilize the power of box breathing. It's brilliant. It's amazing. Now let's move to our ACs group. I have given them a shocker yesterday. I've told them last night being a little naughty. आज सेशन के बीच बीच में मैं आपको बुलाऊंगी कुछ कुछ एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए. So today's crowd sourcing session, थोड़ा मेरे पास रिजर्व कम हो गया है तो मैं crowd source करने वाली हूँ. But this time when we went for Leah in the first week of June, Leah is Leadership in Action, a 2 days workshop that Naren takes for all the ACs and the execution team members so that we set the tone for the year. We had discussed that this year we want to definitely start the wing of teacher training, where some senior KMM volunteers can go to schools and do KMM sessions for teachers. It was discussed, we said we'll come back, I got in the melee of things. This gentleman calls me last week and says, आपने बोला था करना है, मैं एक सेशन पावर ऑफ चॉइस 200 टीचर्स के लिए लेके आया हूँ. Now you have to sit with me next week after the 4th session delivery and design the module. Let's go ahead. Thank you, Raj, for being that person in my life. The core group, the ACs, this is the beauty. One idea discussed and somebody takes responsibility and that entire line starts getting developed. And the good news is, Raj called me, and Raj, you should know, the next morning we got a call from a school which is in some remote district in Karnataka. And they have 50 teachers and they said, we want teacher training. Please ask one of your faculties to do it for us. So how things just fall into place. So Raj, with you spearheading this, we are launching the teacher training module in the last week of August. One big round of clapping for him, for KMM. And I think we're going to reach many more teachers now. इतना भर जाता है ना मेरा मन जब तक मैं सेशन के लिए आती हूँ. There is a college called RIMS International School and College. It's in NIBM Road. This year, Satish Joshi got us that school enrolled. And for one of the sessions, we needed a replacement. So our go-to person of late has become this lovely lady called Rohini Dhoka. She said, Pune में कहीं भी किधर भी हो, मेरे को 2 घंटे का नोटिस दे दो मैं चली जाऊँ. I said, रोहिणी लेकिन डिस्टेंस, बोले वो आप बॉदर मत करो, मैं चली जाऊँ. Very energetic, bubbly. She's gone to St. Mira's, different schools, and she went to RIMS. Now RIMS है ना थोड़ा IB school है. All respects, the children are a little, उनके intelligence को थोड़ा ज़्यादा अपील करना पड़ता है. So Rohini took the session. We called her and we said, Rohini कैसा था? She delighted us with the answer. She's telling us, जो ये थोड़े है ना Instagram reel वाले बच्चे, तो मुझे सेशन पे थोड़ा रील टाइप का करना पड़ा. And I really did quiz kind of a session and the students really enjoyed. So this on the spot changing of the ideas and taking the session. Imagine she came back as a champion. She didn't come and say, ये बच्चे थोड़े सुन नहीं रहे. She came back and said, they needed a little different treatment. On my spot, I changed it and I conducted the session, had a good time and came back. So that's the spirit of some KMM volunteers. Thank you, Rohini. It's amazing. More power to you and may you keep doing the good work. आज मैं थोड़ा continue करूंगी. एक last and then we'll move ahead. All of you know Rati Forbes. She is one of our board advisors. If you do not know, she is one of the directors at Forbes Marshalls. She's been a chief guest in one of our functions. She really pampers me. I think she's one of those very rare, that level kind of people who send me hearts with every message. तो मेरा दिल है ना थोड़ा सा उनके लिए ज्यादा धड़कता है. Hearts आएंगे, smileys आएंगे, emojis आएंगे. She started saying love you, Joe. So I've taught her to say love you also. Very sweet, very elegant. And they have a community center called Yojak. So wherever their plant is there, they run this community center. वहां के सब बस्ती के बच्चे आते हैं केजी से लेके 10th स्टैंडर्ड तक एंड दे हैव ट्यूटर्स. तो जो भी सब्जेक्ट में प्रॉब्लम है वो इनको सिखाते हैं. एवरी डे दे कम फॉर 2 hours बिफोर देयर स्कूल. So there right now their centers are in 3 places remote. So put together we take an online session for these centers. ये बार जब हमको फोटो आया ना वो पूरे एक्टिविटी का, सो वी सॉ दिस छुटकुस आल्सो सिटिंग फॉर द सेशन. मतलब जिसके नाक में से ऐसे गल रहा है ना, नीचे फोटो में दिख रहा है, ऐसे भी बैठे. एंड ताहिरा कॉल वन ऑफ दीज जेंटलमैन हु इज इन चार्ज एंड आस्क्ड हर कि छोटे बच्चे बोर नहीं होते. सो ही टर्न्स अराउंड एंड सेज, बैठने दो ना मैम, वो भी तो सीख रहे हैं, जितना भी समझेंगे समझ लेते. आई मीन दैट वाज आउटस्टैंडिंग फॉर कि मेरे बच्चे हैं, आपका सेशन अच्छा अच्छी ही तो बात कर रहे हैं ना, बैठने दो, जितना लेते हैं ले. सो दैट वाज आइसिंग ऑन द केक लास्ट वीक. So some of my exploits. Thank you, volunteers. Thank you, Tyra, for all the coordination. I mean, you are there. That's how I get to know all these things. And now, good news for all of you. 20 September, which is the last session, is a face-to-face session at Boat Club. Don't miss it. We must see each other. It's going to be amazing, amazing. So please block 20 September. आप लिख लो जरा notepad पे वहाँ पे अभी. 20 September compulsory presence for all of them in Pune. दूसरा, 12th September is Star of the Future Awards. Congratulations, volunteers. This year we've got a student who scored 100%. 100% is what the child has gotten. Crazy. And every year we are seeing increase in the schools in the percentage, and the teachers duly call and say, thank you for KMM sessions. It's improving the performance of our students. So I think each one of us should pat ourselves on the back. Starting with about 21 students in the first year. Last year we closed at 40 students in Star of the Future. This year we are already at 33. So I think it's amazing. So 12th of September, Star of the Future happening at Mercedes-Benz showroom at Bavdan. Most of you will be in the execution team, so we will continue the discussions otherwise in separate team meetings. And lastly, मैं जा रही हूँ सेशन में, इतना इम्पेशंस अच्छा नहीं है, मतलब ठीक है रुको, मेरे मन की भी बात तो मैं करना चाहिए ना कभी कभी. How many of you were there in the session when Kavya Srinivasan made us sing that song to Pile Amira's Dhara? I think it was 2018. Okay. Did you all enjoy that song? Do you remember it fondly? The gentleman with from whom Kavya learnt to Pile Amira's Dhara has been duly invited to do a performance for all my KMM volunteers on the 18th of October. So please mark your calendars, 18th of October, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have this beautiful singer called Vipul Rikhi, who's going to come to do a Kabir evening for us. So our love affair continues till 18th of October this year, before I give you a break to come back next. All well? All good? चलिए, अब अनाउंसमेंट्स हो चुकी है, अब हम सेशन की तरफ चलते हैं. So today we will need a proper book, multiple sheets, writing down, be ready. This session is very, very close to my heart. Why? I am not a very intelligent person. Honestly, ये थोड़ा कम चलता है. आप अगर ऐसे नंबर्स रैटल करो ना और बोलो ना परसेंटेज बन निकाल, नहीं चलेगा मेरा दिमाग. Sometimes you know I hear people telling me, सिंधी की बेटी है, शर्म नहीं आती, तेरे को हिसाब करने नहीं आता दिमाग में. I said वो थोड़ा सा है ना, कुछ केमिकल लोचा है. So I am hopeless with numbers. You give me a pen and ask me to draw, I'm hopeless with art. Music कुछ नहीं समझ में आता है, सिर्फ सुनने को अच्छा लगता है. And I can call Vipul, Ricky and Maram for all of you. There I'm very good. But खुद को कभी नहीं आता है. Subject wise, in depth, concept, not possible. मेरा पूरा ज्ञान मेरे गुरुजी के पास से आता है. But एक चीज मेरी हमेशा से रही है, I have studied very well. First, second, third. Wherever I have gone, first, second, third. और कभी कभी जब मेरे को फर्स्ट प्राइज मिलना है, सेकंड मिला है ना, मैंने टीचर से झगड़ा भी किया है. I deserve first, not second. But that way, study wise, academically done very, very well. Not because I'm too intelligent, but there was a lady called Mrs. Chari in my school. She was the vice principal. She used to take my physics and chemistry tuitions in my 9th and 10th standard. Rita may know Mrs. Chari because we are from the same school. Even shorter than me, Sari, she used to stay across the school. Lovely Malayali ekdam accent. And the way she would look at me na, ऐसा लगता था 3-4 टप्पू सर पे मार दी है. But she taught us certain techniques with which I almost scored 150 out of 115 physics, chemistry, biology. I was the only student in the school who got 96 in my French, 90 in Hindi, in a subject like Hindi, 90. Not because of too much intelligence, because I followed certain steps that Mrs. Chari has taught me. So whenever we take this session of Performance Plus, as we all used to call it, Mamu Mein Dum Hai, as we called it in 2023, and Win Before You Begin, as we call it this year, I personally believe with this one session, even a 47% holder can transform into 74% if they just follow this. So very close to my heart. Let's begin the session. Part A of the session. Part 1 is recap. Let's rewind what we've done in the last session. Ashu, can we have the recap sheet, please? Very beautifully put by Harsha. Let everything come. Communication outside plus, inside plus is where we need to be. These are a few pointers. What we discuss in the class is let them come back with their whatever they remember and focus on outside plus, inside plus is what we need to practice most of the times. Second part of part A is box breathing. So recap and box breathing together put is about 5 minutes time in the session today. एक बार बॉक्स ब्रीथिंग कर लेते हैं ताकि ना we can then have a clear mind to get all the pointers. So sit comfortably, hold your legs if possible, palms resting comfortably on your thighs, back straight, chin up, face relaxed, $1 million smile on your face. Take in a deep inhalation. Exhale. Inhale deep. And exhale. One more time. Deep inhalation. Let the air fill your chest and stomach. And breathe out. We will now do box breathing, where we inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts. Let's do 5 rounds today. Through the 5 rounds, if possible, hold your body rock still. Absolutely rock still, as if you are a statue. Let's begin box breathing. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. For the last round, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Let your body be rock still for the next 60 seconds. Breathing in deep, breathing out deep. The time starts now. Body absolutely rock still for 60 seconds. Ten done. 20. 30. 40. 50. 'Relax. Breathe in deep again. Breathe out deep. As I count 5 to 1, gently open your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All of us back? $100 स्माइल दिखाइए. कोई अभी भी स्माइल नहीं कर रहे हैं, बट ठीक है, जैसे जैसे सेशन चलता है आ जाए. Part 2 of the session. Now, part 2 is the session where we involve the students in a lot of discussion. We give them a googly. We know that they probably will have everybody around them telling them, padhai kar, tere liye zaruri hai. The googly that we're going to tell them is, we're going to ask them, padhna kyun? So there are a few questions with which we can start off. Like, मेरे है ना, हम जब स्कूल में थे ना, हम लोग एक छोटा सा पोएम पर जनरली बोलते थे कि यार करने दो थोड़ी मस्ती, क्यों है पढ़ाई में इतनी सख्ती. मैथ्स ने सिर को घुमाया, साइंस ने फॉर्मूलाज में अटकाया, ज्योग्राफी बोला लकीरें ढूंढ, हिस्ट्री बोला कौन कब आया है बता. बट इतना तो बता दो मेरे भाई, पढ़ना क्यों है जरूरी. So we used to have this small jingle. I'll write and give it to you in case you want to perform it inside the classroom. Just a small 10-20 seconds. And then we asked them, okay, all of you all know Jio Mobile. Okay. Right now, Mukesh Ambani is the leader of Jio Mobile. But Reliance Group was formulated by his father, Dhirubhai Ambani. And Dhirubhai Ambani, as tales go, was working in a petroleum booth, couldn't pursue studies, and he's built such a brilliant empire. मतलब उसने पढ़ाई वढ़ाई कुछ की नहीं है, लेकिन है ना, आज उसका बेटा टॉप 10 मोस्ट रिचेस्ट पीपल इन द वर्ल्ड में है. सचिन तेंदुलकर को जानते हो? बेस्ट बैट्समैन, मतलब गॉड ऑफ क्रिकेट. He didn't go to college or anything. He started playing cricket. वो जाने दो. WhatsApp, all of you know WhatsApp. मतलब आपके है ना, कोई भी स्कूल के बच्चे रहने दो, कॉर्पोरेशन रहने दो, हमारे योजक वाले फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड वाला भी बोलेगा आई नो व्हाट्सएप. व्हाट्सएप, इंस्टाग्राम, both is owned by a guy called Mark Zuckerberg, who's a college dropout. If I can become rich, famous, performance, capable, in spite of not going to school, फिर पढ़ना क्यों है? What's the point? First, the children will look at us with shock. If they start answering brilliant, that means your setting with the class students is very, very nice. If not, we pursue them a little bit to give a few more answers. क्यों पढ़ना है? जरूरी है? आप बताइए मुझे, पढ़ना जरूरी है क्या बच्चों? Anybody? पढ़ना जरूरी है? नहीं जरूरी? Because I was saying नहीं जरूरी, बिल्कुल नहीं है पढ़ना जरूरी.
बिल्कुल जरूरी नहीं है.
फिर क्या जरूरी है? परफॉर्मेंस जरूरी. और today the only area where I can perform along with only area, I mean, one of the areas along with others is my studies. And that's my net practice. I learn to perform here, and then I can perform in any area of. We then shift to asking them, अच्छा ठीक है, चलो हम लोग ये थोड़ा सा है ना नेगोशिएशन कर लेते हैं कि पढ़ाई जरूरी नहीं है लेकिन परफॉर्मेंस जरूरी है, तो हम पढ़ाई में भी परफॉर्म करके बता ही देंगे दुनिया को वी आर केपेबल. ये बता दो, अगर हम परफॉर्म करते हैं तो व्हाट हैपेंस टू मी एज अ पर्सन व्हेन आई परफॉर्म? एनीबॉडी?
Confidence.
कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ता है. ओके,
People start looking up to you in case we perform, whichever area it is.
okay, very nice. People start looking up to me whichever area it is.
Happiness
You get
within.
respect.
Jessica is saying respect मिलता है. नम्रता?
Happiness within.
Happiness within आता है. Very good. I feel happy about myself. I feel great. आवाज सुनाई है ना?
इंस्पायर होते हैं.
सेल्फ एस्टीम गोज है.
एक मिनट ना. अनिल?
इंस्पायर होते हैं लोग.
इंस्पायर होते हैं लोग. तुषार?
आवर ओन सेल्फ एस्टीम गोज है.
Our own self-esteem goes high.
We feel good.
We feel good. Very nice.
Our insight is positive.
Our insight is positive. Very nice. एक हमारे बीच में ना.
Sorry.
नहीं, आप बोलिए. I listen to Tejal, Vijay, and then go ahead.
While we perform, we learn also.
We learn also.
We
Brilliant.
learn also, and we become better for the next time.
Very nice. Tejal?
I become an example for others.
Become an example for others. Brilliant. Vijay?
We learn the capability inside us. What real
We
capability?
learn the beautiful.
Ability.
Beautiful. We learn the capability with that beside us. Please note this word called capability and write it down. I'll come back to it. Trupti?
नॉलेज में इंक्रीमेंट हो जाती है, हमारा नॉलेज बढ़ता है उससे.
Knowledge बढ़ता है. Very nice. Very nice. So I'll summarize the pointers, but before that, I want to just ask one of the performers who performed in the Koki session brilliantly well to share his experience about how he feels after the performance, taking care of all the obstacles. So Parag, are you here with us?
Yes, I am there.
Can we have Parag on the spotlight as well, please? Parag, you went through one experience in the last session, which to
Yes.
me looked out as you have performed brilliantly well. So can you please
Yeah.
explain that situation and tell us now what do you feel about yourself after that?
Yeah. So this was the third session which I had done this week, and the request had come from Live School to take this session last week. So I had prepared and I had committed, but then I was in Chennai entire this week up to Wednesday night, and really hectic trip, lots of discussions, lot of commitments, lot of issues to deal with. So really hectic and really consumed me a lot. And when the reminder came on Wednesday that you have to take a session tomorrow, so the mind started finding number of excuses. I thought I would reply that I won't be able to take this session. I knew I would be reaching very late, so no time to prepare and get ready, so I won't get good sleep. I may not do justice. Mind started playing other games. And then I thought Joe can easily find many volunteers there, somebody would stand up. And then inertia had set in. But I then decided I'll shut it down. And I told myself, even if I have to stay awake the entire night, I'll take the session. To add to the problems, flight got delayed. I reached almost 1:30, 1:40 at night. But then choice was made. So when first session, I really lived through it. And then I knew what was to be done. Preparation was done. Mock was ready. I just had to get some more time to prepare and just make sure that I deliver the session. And then something really touched me struck me is if Naren sir can run 20 kilometers and still take the Sunday life lesson or a KMM session, or Joe, you are writing your thesis, but you can take such wonderful effort. Do wonderful sessions, taking efforts. And one of our AC group members, TJ sir, who ran 42 marathons in 42 days. If they can commit to something, then what I'm doing is nothing. And at the end of the day, I would say that through KMM, you are not only igniting a flame in the kids, but also making us more responsible and generating a lot of sparks. So I don't think I can thank more. Thank you once again for a wonderful opportunity.
Parag, what do you feel about yourself after doing this? What has happened to you in a
I
couple of
think, yeah, I think more the challenges, more you become move towards the champion. So I would like to get more challenges. Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks for sharing, Parag. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
So in this part, probably a personal example where we faced the challenge, still performed, and how it made us feel can be discussed with the students. After which we summarize a few pointers which will now reflect on the screen. Every performance helps me in two areas: in the world inside, that is about myself, and in the world outside, that is how I relate to people and how people see me. So we'll just bifurcate those pointers in two sheets. So Ausha, can we have the okay, so doing well in studies, advantages that I have. Point number one, I can follow a career of my choice. एक एक हाँ थोड़ा मैं एक एक लाइन लूंगी. Follow a career of my choice. If my percentage is great, I have many choices in place, many options. I can choose wherever I go. Two, if there is a discord with the family members, ye line lena, ye nahi lena, because I've scored well, I stand a chance to put my point across, and probably they will definitely listen. So I can follow a career of my choice, not only for the different careers available to me, I also get a standpoint, a place to take a standpoint with my family or my friends or my guides to the career that I definitely want to choose. So point number one. Point number two, I will be independent, largely independent in life. When I perform well in any area, I remember I used to get great percentage, hence I was allowed to go down to play. My younger brother Nilesh used to struggle with studies, he was never allowed to go down. तो थोड़ा बहुत हो जाता है कि मैं independent हूँ, people don't bother about me too much. Largely independent, I can take my choices, I can do what I want to. I don't have to go through the situation where I'm nagged all the time, padhai kar, padhai kar, padhai kar, padhai kar, or perform wherever I can, perform in sports, activities. This girl who's got 100%, she got a 18% more marks for performing in sports. So her score 482 out of 500 was for her academics and 18% more, 18 marks more for her co-curriculum. So wherever possible when I perform, it makes me absolutely independent to choose whatever I want to in my life. Next, I will look up to myself. We just saw with Parag, the way he can talk about himself. Any performance helps me to look up to myself. It makes me value myself. Sometimes when we are in groups of friends, where we know that this person is not giving me enough attention, it doesn't bother me. I remain in communication outside plus communication inside plus, because I don't want others' validation. I value myself enough. Small, quick pointers. The generation that we are dealing with doesn't need too much explanation, because if we go to explain it a little more, they will tell, samajh gaya, aage badho. So when we prepare these pointers, small, cute, put it out to them, they will grasp it. The second part becomes what happens to the world outside when I perform. Aushu, please. As Bharti said, people accept me, they look up to me, I'm admired. People want to follow me as an example. So we saw just now Parag saying that if TJ can run 42 marathons in 42 days, that's exactly what happens. People accept me, admire me, want to follow me, respect me. Given as an example, my suggestions are valued. Most times, these kids go through, even us, when we are sitting in a group and we give a point, थोड़ा बहुत कभी-कभी है ना दिमाग में चलता रहता है back में. Will they accept it? Will they not accept it? When I'm a performer, it gives me an added advantage. Whatever I say, people may agree, not agree, but they'll definitely value my suggestion. अच्छा तू बोल क्या तेरा point? So people value my suggestions. I inspire people by my work, and I have the choose. Oh, this is the most important. यहाँ पे ना थोड़ा मस्ती कर सकते हैं, और इसे ऐसे भी बोल सकते हैं, you know what, if you really perform well now, you can choose that special person, and then you can tell your parents तो थोड़ा तो allow करो, मतलब इतना मैं perform कर रहा हूँ तो. So it becomes a negotiation arsenal with us. So have the freedom to choose my career and marriage. ये थोड़ा यहाँ पे मेरा disadvantage हो गया है. I'm not getting married only. Anyways. So these are the two baskets. Okay. और है, ठीक है. It's sports people's fallback option, definitely. We see that if the career ends early, they can come back to work. So good academic record also helps me to gain a good position. Last but not last and most important, which I want all of you to write down, is stars attract stars. The biggest advantage of being a performer is stars attract stars. देखो, अगर मैं परफॉर्म नहीं करती ना तो मुझे लाइफ स्कूल जैसा फैमिली मिलता ही नहीं, और केएमएम भी नहीं मिलता. Second year in KMM, I was told to take a couple of sessions for the volunteers. मैं है ना कभी ना नहीं बोलती कोई अपॉर्चुनिटी. वो किया, कंसिस्टेंटली सेशंस के लिए बराबर से गई, kept performing, and when the time came to present to APJ, I was told you're going to present. So you know, stars attract stars. You keep performing. You never know which day will be that D-day of your life where you might just get a jackpot. And to me, because of KMM, just by being consistent, being there, and doing my work diligently, I have had so many opportunities to relate to stars. My responsibility in becoming a star is not to shine bright outside, but consistently do what I'm supposed to do. And that makes me a person who attracts great opportunities in life. Once we do the interaction with the students, discuss these two types of pointers, we end this part by telling them, though Dhirubhai Ambani did not go to college, he sent both his children to the best universities in the world. Why? Education and academics is not only about getting marks. Every performance that I do builds my capability. Vijay, thanks for getting that word. And when I perform well, I am building my capability. And that capability opens a Pandora's box of opportunities for me. So with all the advantages that are there with performance academically, the best, most important that happens is I build my capability with every performance. And that capability helps me to be in communication champion quadrant of Koki. Communication outside and communication inside plus happens when my capability keeps building consistency. And we have an opportunity to do it through our performance. So this entire part 2 is about instigating the students to share their real thoughts about why we don't need to study, to discussing about what are the benefits of studying, and completing it by a closing statement or a closing example about how capabilities has been built up. And here, if we can personally share examples about how performance has built our capabilities, it will add a lot of material. It will become very complete. This part will take about 7 minutes time. चले आगे बढ़े. हाँ, next part पे बढ़ते. Now next part is the time where we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun. ACs, are you ready? सब लोग. So what is the part 3? The part 3 is the magic formula of मामू में दम है. So new sheet, मामू में दम है. I think another brilliant stroke of intelligence from Naren last time when we were doing this session, Mamu mein dum hai. And what is Mamu mein? You know, successful students are not students who have too much intelligence. They are students who do things properly. They utilize these three things brilliantly well to get whatever success they have. And what are these three things? Ma, M-A, which is not meri ma, teri ma, not that. But ma is mind. M-U, mu is the moods. And me is the methods. So that we remember it very well, we form this brilliant formula, jingle mamu mein dum hai. So if I utilize all three brilliantly well, I have a lot of dum to perform. First part will be ma, and in ma there are 4 pointers. We'll go one by one. Point number 1, calm mind. Calm mind. One of the most coolest people in my AC group, I will ask them to explain this point to me, is Mr. Vikas Bhandari. Always smiling, always cool. Sir, can you please tell us about a calm mind?
Happy morning. Thank you
Happy
for
morning.
the opportunity. I think we are practicing box breathing. So we are already explained the method how to keep our mind in a right state of mind. So that will take care of, but we can connect how box breathing is going to calm our mind by giving few examples, simple examples where we are already explained it when it comes to the kids key, because I have personally explained how I practice box breathing on a regular basis, how it calmed my mind. So that can be a beautiful explanation, connecting box breathing to keeping our mind calm.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Vikas. Thank you. आज मैं थोड़ा मस्ती करने वाली हूँ ये पार्ट. So of course, keeping the mind calm is very, very important. Studies basically is all about retention. Only when I retain it, I will recall it. If the mind is chaotic, retention will not happen. If it is calm, I will be able to store the information properly. And when I have to recall it, it comes out easily. So very scientific small explanation on why having a calm mind is important. And like Vikas Bhau said, a simple example, like so many times happens that we are saying, आज मेरे को history books भी डालना है bag में, chemistry books भी डालना है, and then as we are packing our bag, my mind is running elsewhere into, you know, what my friends are going to do, and I forget taking my history. When I'm doing the important work of packing my bag, sometimes if my mind is running in 10 different areas, I tend to forget what is important. Hence, in a calm mind, I'll be able to store the information, keep things in proper place at the proper time, and hence I don't waste time later. I will also recall. So these few small pointers we can ask for calm mind. You want, you can give Malika's example also. If you do box breathing before any of the sessions, you can give that also. But the point remains, a calm mind absorbs information better. Once absorbed information is better, I can recall it whenever I want. So that's why a calm mind is important. Point number 2. First things first. I'm sorry, subah hai, lekin the moment we get up and if you want to go to the washroom and I delay it, then a tragedy might happen with myself. So first things first is very, very important to be done. मैंने ही explain कर दिया और इससे है ना एकदम simply explain हो जाता है. First things first for me is very important because then it saves me a lot of time in the future. अभी जो करना है करके खत्म कर दो, then I will have enough time for the future. Most of the students don't get time to either talk to their friends, be on social media, do their practice for their art performance that they want to do. I had a student who really wanted to do music practice every day, but the father kept saying, "मत music करो रोज क्योंकि पढ़ाई करना है." And then we came to this negotiations कि आपको चाहिए क्या? So he said उसने 1 घंटा पढ़ाई करना चाहिए. So we decided in the day she's going to study this 1 hour and then she's going to be free to do the next whatever half an hour music practice that she wants to do. So when I complete first things first, I have the choice to do whatever I feel like later on with my time, which is when I do first things first, my chintamani will never become chintamani. Many. Because if I don't do first, things kept delaying. If I have a submission today and I delay it, don't do first things first, फिर मेरे को रात तक pressure चालू हो जाए. So if I want to avoid chintamani, if I want to be somebody who can have enough time to do whatever I want to, I must develop this thing called first things first. When I come back from school, what is the first thing that I need to do? The bag in its place, the dabba in its place, me sit and complete my homework, then have enough time for television, Instagram, gaming, gossip. In our, when we relate to people, there are different communities, Samaj as we call it, Jain community, Marwadi community, Sindhi community. There is a brilliant community amongst most youngsters. And that community is called Vellagiri community. वेलागिरी कुछ नहीं कर रहे और टाइम पास कर रहे हैं. अरे करो ना, बहुत जरूरी है. मतलब इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू डू वेलागिरी. पहले सबमिशन का काम खत्म कर दो. 10 मिनट में वो हो जाएगा ना, 1 घंटा आराम से वेलागिरी कर सकते. नहीं तो वेलागिरी भी एंजॉय नहीं होएगा और सबमिशन भी एंजॉय नहीं. फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट करके ना, सुबह प्रेशर आया है ना, गो टू द वॉशरूम, रिलीज धाप धूप धाड़ फ्लश, कम आउट नाउ, यू आर रिलैक्स्ड to enjoy your tea, coffee, chai, juice, whatever you want. Otherwise, imagine washroom जाना है और यहाँ पे चाय भी पी रहे, कैसा रहेगा सिचुएशन? वो फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट नहीं करते हैं ना, वैसा ही सिचुएशन हो जाता है. So let's do first things first always. This is a very, very important mantra personally for me over the years. So let's spend a couple of minutes more on this point when we are taking the session. Some techniques we can finish it fast, but first things first and the next one are very, very important. Next. चले क्या? Or you want to note down थोड़ा सा शांति? क्या can I do my bullet train? ठक 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 ठक. चलेगा? क्या चलेगा?
चलेगा bullet train चलेगा.
चलेगा ना? Tushar, I'm coming to you only. Wait. Next point is first time right, and you are going to explain it to us. First things first. Second point, third point, first time right. Yes.
You are asking it to the wrong person. I never get it right in the first time.
But from the student's perspective, what do you think is first time right?
So yeah, whatever you are doing, give it your best shot, bringing the focus and ensuring that you are doing your best. Because first we have to prioritize it, and then giving your best effort will help you.
चल गुड. आप मुझे बोलिए, वड़ा पाव कितने लोगों ने खाया है? खाया वड़ा पाव? हाँ, आजकल क्या रेट है आपके एरिया में वड़ा पाव का? 20 रुपया, 25 रुपया. आफ्टर दिस गैस इशू 30 रुपीज ऑल्सो हैज बिकम 20 का वड़ा पाव. हाँ 20. 25 रुपए देने का ना थोड़ा दिल दुखता है. 25 रुपया वड़ा पाव, 20 रुपए ठीक है मतलब. एंड if you go to a vada pav vendor and say मेरे को एक वड़ा पाव दे, you give him 20 rupees and he says और 20 रुपया दे, will we give it? Will you give it? Honestly, नहीं.
No.
मतलब है ना, वो अगर जरूरतमंद भी दिखता है ना, नहीं देंगे. एक वड़ा पाव का 20 रुपया ही. Then I don't understand why we pay twice by not being first time right. Because every time we are not first time right, we are giving double payment. Imagine, सुबह अगर उठ के तैयार होना है, देयर इज दिस वन सर्कस इन द हाउस व्हिच हैपेंस. अरे मेरा मोजा किधर गया, मेरे को मिल नहीं रहा है. आज है ना घूमने गया है, उसको मॉर्निंग वॉक करना, फिर चाबी नहीं मिलती है, फिर बुक्स नहीं मिलते, और अरेंजमेंट तो हमको करना है. आई ओनली हैव टू डू इट. इफ आई कीप माई सॉक्स इन द राइट प्लेस इन द फर्स्ट टाइम, विल आई गो थ्रू दिस डबल unnecessary tension? So small things if I do first time right, it saves me a lot of time. Double payment कोई चीज का नहीं देना चाहिए. It's not right, it's injustice to yourself. So do first time right and give single payment and get all the value in that. My books in the proper place, first time right. My clothes in the proper place, first time right. Notes में don't do rough notes. Some of us do. ये मेरा rough note है, फिर मैं fair करूंगा. फिर rough का rough बनता है. फिर rough का better version rough बनता है. वो कभी fair नहीं होता है. Can I have the attitude of अभी कर रहे हैं ना, first time right. First time I'm going to write it such a way that I don't waste time later on. Double payment मत दीजिए please. Single payment में काम करिए और पूरा value लीजिए. The first time right helps me to utilize my time brilliantly well. Again, like first time first, it gives me enough time to do what I want. मतलब है ना, वो सीन ऐसा हो जाता है कि एक मम्मी उसके बेटे को पूछती है, बेटा तेरा शूज किधर है? आई डोंट नो. बेटा तेरा टाई किधर है? आई डोंट नो. बेटा तेरा आई कार्ड किधर है? आई डोंट नो. बेटा तू कौन है? आई डोंट नो. या आई डोंट नो वाला नहीं होना चाहिए हमारे साथ. मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम राइट, बेटा तू कौन है? मैं लड़की हूँ, मेरा नाम जो है, आई एम अ वेरी स्वीट गर्ल. फर्स्ट टाइम राइट, चिल. चिंतामणि नहीं चाहिए हमारे लाइफ में. फर्स्ट थिंग फर्स्ट और फर्स्ट टाइम राइट करने से 90% ऑफ सेल्फ क्रिएटेड प्रेशर्स कैन बी डेल्ट विथ. हेंस फर्स्ट टाइम राइट एंड फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. 1 मिनट लीजिए, 1 मिनट. ओके, पर्सनली आपके लाइफ में फर्स्ट टाइम राइट और फर्स्ट थिंग्स फर्स्ट कहाँ नहीं हो रहा है, आप शेयर मत करना, मैं पूछूंगी नहीं, लेकिन लिखना जरूरी है कि यहाँ पे मुझे है ना फर्स्ट टाइम राइट होना है. क्यों? क्योंकि जब आप क्लास में जाएंगे आप एग्जाम्पल दे सकते हैं. 10 दिन आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे ना. 1 मिनट लेके लिखिए जरूर. somebody is brave enough, they can also share. Like simple thing, वॉश बेसन का नल है ना, थोड़ा लीक होता है, उसको अच्छे से टाइट से बंद कर दिया ना तो वो नहीं होगा. बट इन द हरी बरी ऑफ थिंग्स ना, वी डोंट डू इट. सिंस वी आर इन दैट पॉटी एग्जाम्पल ना, समटाइम्स व्हेन आवर डाउनलोड इज टू हैवी ना, 2 फ्लश लगता है, हम एक ही करके भाग जाते हैं बाहर और फिर मम्मी गाली देती है, फ्लश किसने नहीं किया है. थोड़ा टाइम देके फर्स्ट टाइम राइट कीजिए पूरा. this जाने दो. टू मच पॉटी इज नॉट गुड. Otherwise, people will start feeling the pressure in the session. आगे बढ़ सकते. Next point.
I can share first time right.
हाँ बोलिए तब भारती.
I have been doing Garba since so many years. चक्कर करना, right मुड़ना या left मुड़ना, it's very simple. It's not very complicated. But right now I'm going for a workshop where I think I am the eldest, 55. बाकी सब 40 के नीचे वाले हैं. तो उनको स्टेप्स बहुत जल्दी जल्दी आ रहा है, मेरे को आ ही नहीं रहा है. तो मैं घर में वीडियो लगा लगा के प्रैक्टिस कर रही हूँ. बट वहां पहुंचना है. अब तो दे दिया है तूने लाइन, फर्स्ट टाइम राइट आना ही आना है. एंड विद द टीचर आई एम गोइंग टू डू इट.
चलो वेरी गुड. भट्टी मैं आपको एक और रिक्वेस्ट कर सकती हूँ क्या? सिंस आई हैव द कॉन्टेक्स्ट, आप है ना, आपका एज आज से है ना 30 सोचिए.
ओके.
क्योंकि है ना वो
बच्चों को कॉम्प्लेक्स हो जाएगा. नीरज,
चलेगा ना वो,
महक को
चलेगा हमको, लेकिन वो कम्युनिकेशन इनसाइड जाना ही नहीं चाहिए कि 55 एज हो गया है और वो 40 मेरे से छोटे हैं. प्लीज
ओके,
आप 40 बोलिए, 35 बोलिए, लेकिन आपकी एक्चुअल एज बताओ ही मत. मतलब किसी को समझ में ही नहीं आएगा. वो नरेन के वाइट बाल लेके के समझ में आ जाता है, बट ये उसको
I've colored my hair.
Naren, it's okay. He has to look like my father. So even if he says, nah, that's absolutely. But for you, मतलब आज से ना ये फर्स्ट टाइम राइट कर लो. एज आप बताओगे नहीं कहीं पे.
Done, done. No age shading.
Thank you so much. क्या है, कभी कभी थोड़ा सा है ना एडवांटेज सिचुएशन का ले सकते बोलने के लिए. थैंक यू भारती फॉर बीइंग अ स्पिरिट. चलिए नेक्स्ट पॉइंट पे जाते हैं. The last point in mind is no distractions. Simple. Arjuna, what do you see? I see the bird's eye. That is no distractions. when I'm doing something and I want have total focus on it, nothing around me distracts. Right now there is a construction site just across where I'm sitting. और इतना आवाज हो रहा है ना कि मुझे खुद की आवाज नहीं समझ में आ रही है. So if I'm screaming a little, please understand it's because of that outer environment. But my focus is here. I did my first spiritual camp with Naren in the year 2001. And when we came back from it, I had this habit of visiting his home, and we would sit in his balcony with a cup of chai and discuss. And we would, I would ask him I used to feel I'm such a great person. I'm asking him such deep questions. मतलब वो थोड़ा है ना वो when you're 22, 23 थोड़ा रहता है. Also you feel the same way, है ना? He's smiling at me like that. तो मैं ऐसे पूछ रही थी. One of those evenings after the spiritual camp, Naren just looked at me and उनका एक स्टाइल है. मतलब those of us who go to him regularly know his style. वो टोन हो जाता है एक कि अच्छे से प्यार से पूछते लेकिन पता है नहीं किया ना तो जोरदार पड़ेगी मतलब दैट टोन. तो मुझे पूछा नॉनवेज खाना जरूरी है. आई एम फ्रॉम अ सिंधी फैमिली. हमारे घर में सुबह शाम दोपहर नॉनवेज बनता है. मतलब इमेजिन. And my family loved cooking non-veg. I loved eating non-veg. He just asked me non-veg khana zaruri. That day of 2001, I think it was somewhere around the 13th, 14th of January. Today, I'm sitting in 2026 August. I haven't touched non-veg. I haven't feel tempted to touch it. Absolute zero distraction. किसी ने बोल भी दिया ना अभी मम्मी भाभी खाते हैं इन माई हाउस. मी सना नीलेश वी डोंट ईट. बोल भी दिया ना थोड़ा टेस्ट कर ले अच्छा है. सेइंग सॉरी. नहीं बोल दिया मतलब नहीं बोल. एक बार मैंने कमिटमेंट कर दी तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता हूँ. मैं सलमान खान फैन ना सो आई हैव टू फॉलो दैट. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ अ नो डिस्ट्रैक्शंस. अगेन फॉर स्टूडेंट्स इफ दे फॉलो नो डिस्ट्रैक्शंस दे आर ओनली इन एडवांटेज. Because whatever first things first time right खत्म कर लो बाद में बहुत टाइम है एंजॉय करने. I know when Neeraj was studying in engineering college, he studied brilliantly well. He did football. He went to his friends' picnics, and that kid has come out absolutely as a topper in every phase of his life. जब वो जो चीज करना है उस पर फोकस नो डिस्ट्रैक्शंस करके करता है और बाकी सब एंजॉय करता है. तो नो डिस्ट्रैक्शंस का मतलब ये नहीं कि लाइफ में एंजॉयमेंट छोड़ दो. नो डिस्ट्रैक्शंस का मतलब यही है जो काम कर रहे हो उस पर टोटल फोकस करके कर लो ताकि बाद में एंजॉय कर सको. Now when we are explaining this, please ensure we tell enough number of times. You all should enjoy everything so that you enjoy peacefully. Do these things. That balance has to be there. So 4 pointers in mind. I'm going a little slow. When we take it inside the class, it will happen faster. Right now, we are just understanding it in details. Point 1, calm mind. Point 2, first things first. First time right. And no distractions. अच्छा बनाया ना हर्षा ने? Brilliant ना this one sheet? Harsha, love you, love you. You got it first time right and first things first this time. चलिए. So this is part A of 3. This is the most क्या बोलते हैं elaborate section of the entire session. First 2 parts 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 12 हो जाता है. ये पूरा part 20 minutes हो जाएगा. जिसमें mind is part A, which takes about 7 minutes time. Okay. Part 2 is moods, which will again take about 7 minutes time. 5 to 7 minutes. थोड़ा अपने KMM वॉलंटियर्स का मूड बना के लिए ना पावर ऑफ चॉइस, चिंतामणि, कोकी, थोड़े न्यू सेशंस, फुल प्रेपरेशन, ऐसे ये टाइम थोड़ा इजी कर देते हैं मेरे वॉलंटियर्स के लिए. मतलब मामू में दम है लिया हुआ है विथ फ्रेश पर्सपेक्टिव हम ले सकते हैं. सो वी नो दीज पॉइंटर्स. इन मूड फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज ब्राइट स्टडी स्पेस. ब्राइट स्टडी स्पेस. Point 1. All of us know light increases alertness, and dark rooms, dimly lit rooms makes us sleepy. It does not create a lot of energy. So wherever we are sitting to study, let there be enough light. And that will help us increase our attention, alertness without putting any extra effort. सिर्फ light लगाने से अगर मेरा attention बढ़ जाता है थोड़ा, then let's have bright light. No, it's like रूम में पर्दे लगे हुए हैं, बारिश का मौसम है, बेड अच्छा लगा हुआ है, तकिया है, और वहां पे वो कंबल बेड पे से बोल रहा है आ जा आ जा. अब हम बोलेंगे नहीं, no distractions, I am going to my study place where there is enough light. If we don't have a proper study place in our house, somewhere find some jugaad, do and sit with a lamp or something, but have enough light around. Some students might say, I don't have a separate study room also in the school, in the home. There will be a corner where they study. Let that be well lit. So very simple point. वो आजा आजा को नहीं करना है हमको, नो डिस्ट्रैक्शंस करना है वहां. अभी नहीं, that kind of a thing. Let's go to the next point. Healthy food. Again, very self-explanatory. The brain needs a lot of energy, and energy from good fats, good food. So don't give it junk when you're sitting to study. This doesn't mean don't eat pizza. It just means when you are studying, follow 80-20 rule. 80% times eat nutritious food, 20% times to make the mood, you might eat whatever you like. But it should not be 80% vada pav खा रहे और 20% nutritious food खा रहे. Efficiency dip हो जाए. So healthy food. Proper sleep is the third point. This will go very fast in the class because these are just pointers. Proper sleep. Here we need to mention, protect your performance time. Protect your performance time. Meaning what? If I am tired, then I work harder to do a small thing. If I'm fresh, I will be able to do it in lesser amount of time. So if I sleep properly, if I get that required hours of sleep, then I'm only helping my performance time to increase and become easy on me. Otherwise, it becomes very harder. So protect your performance time. A well-rested brain is alert, can think clearly, can absorb properly. And last, clutter-free space. Study in a clutter-free space. I think most of the ladies here will agree when they enter the kitchen and the tabletop is full of vessels. The efficiency with which we cook becomes much, much lesser. And when it is a clean tabletop space, my efficiency becomes higher. Clutter around me automatically induces messy environment, and I'm not able to feel organized and focused. I was surprised 6 months back. My office help Vaishali comes and tells me, मैडम आपका दिमाग बहुत शार्प है ना. मैंने लगा क्या हो गया इसको, सडनली आपका दिमाग बहुत शार्प है. सर क्यों, आपको क्यों लग रहा है ऐसे? Because the conversations we have with them is चाय कॉफी, she sees me arranging things that about it. Listen, आपका टेबल कभी भी है ना क्लीन रहता है. जाने के पहले ऐसा लगता है कि अभी अभी आए हैं, इतना क्लीन रहता है टेबल. इसलिए मेरे को लगा कि आपका दिमाग बहुत शार्प चलता रहे. But imagine even she understands that if I keep a clutter-free space, my mind will have enough to focus on nice, clean environment. And if it is all cluttered, history book नहीं मिल रहा है, geography book नहीं मिल रहा है, कोई book के अंदर कोई sheet है, it's going to add a lot of chaos and create chinta many in. So clutter-free space is also a formula to be absolutely chinta many free, be free. So 5 points in mood. Can somebody tell me the 5 points? Rashida Ben, are you there? Varsha Mulot.
Yes. First is bright study space,
ठीक है,
healthy food,
हाँ,
proper sleep,
करेक्ट,
clutter-free space, and good nutrition.
गुड न्यूट्रिशन हेल्दी में आ गया.
Healthy food. Healthy food.
Okay.
हाँ.
तो 4 पॉइंट हुए हैं. 4 पॉइंट हुए हैं.
4 points.
मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, प्ले एंड रिलैक्सेशन. मूड बनाने के लिए हैव इनफ टाइम फॉर प्ले एंड योर रिलैक्सेशन.
Okay. Yes.
इवन एथलीट्स डोंट ट्रेन कंटिन्यूअसली. रिकवरी के लिए थोड़ा टाइम देना पड़ता. तो थोड़ा प्ले, थोड़ा रिलैक्सेशन. आई कैन बी प्लेइंग अ म्यूजिक इंस्ट्रूमेंट, गोइंग आउट एंड चैटिंग विद फ्रेंड्स, गोइंग डाउन टू प्ले फुटबॉल लाइक नीरू यूज्ड टू डू. It relaxes the mind and then you can come and focus back. So bright space, healthy food, proper sleep, play and relaxation, clutter-free space. 5 pointers. चलिए नेक्स्ट पार्ट पे चलते हैं. द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ मामू मे, which is methods. So mind helps us to have better attention. Mood helps us to have better energy. And methods help us to have better results. I repeat, mind helps us to have better attention. Mood helps us to have better energy. And methods help us to have great results. What is the first method? We write it as audio, visual, kinesthetic type of learning. I will type it in the chat box for you to have the spellings right. Mind gives us better attention. Mood gives us better energy, good mood. And great methods gives us better results. First method is audio, visual, kinesthetic. How many of you can read some text or see certain places one time and remember very well? Hands. Give me a show of hands. You are more or less visual in nature. How many of you need to listen to certain things to remember it better? Again, me, audio. Some of us need to write down things or practice it with our hands to remember it. These are kinesthetic. Brilliant. So all of us are a combination of audio, visual, kinesthetic. Beauty is one part is very high. So for me, visual is very high. Secondary is auditory. So I realize and understand that combo and then I use that for my studies. That will help me to remember things much, much better and recall it in my exams also much better. Okay? Audiovisual kinesthetic. Know your combination and practice the combination. Know your combination and practice the combination. Let's go to the next point. 50-minute hour. Swati Patil hai?
Yes.
स्वाति थोड़ा इस पे थोड़ा लाइट डालेंगे प्लीज.
50-minute hour.
हाँ, 50-minute hour.
So what I remember the first time when I heard about 50-minute hour is the psychiatrists in foreign countries, they have their schedule of 50 minutes and then 10 minutes is the resting time they give before taking the next appointment. So I very vividly remember this, the way it was taken. So basically clearing up our mind and making ourselves stable. So that break time is really very important. So that's the
50-minute hour. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much. So taking it on from where she said, 50 minutes is an indicative time. For some people, it may be 50 minutes. Some people, it may be 1 hour, 10 minutes. All of us know that for us, focus lasts for some time. Like, for me, when I'm sitting and preparing the session, say for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, I can give full attention. Then I start feeling a little dip in my focus. That time, take a short break. And in that break, I don't go back to mobiles or TV screens. I do something where I'm absolutely screen free, drink water, have a call with somebody, go for a small walk in the balcony, but refresh ourselves in nature off screen time. So the break. So again, I will know what is my focus attention span. It should not be otherwise 45 minutes break and 10 minutes focus. नहीं वो पूरा गलत है, फिर कुछ तो change करना पड़ेगा. But 50-minute hour is an indicative time. Till the time you can focus properly, do that. The energy dips a little, focus dips a little, take a small break and come back. Okay? Next, point number 3, peak hours and dull hours. See, these pointers now in the session are small pointers, many to give. But if a student can pick up any 2 also, we are giving so many why. Some things appeal to somebody, some things appeal to somebody else. इतने में से अगर वो 2 या 3 भी उठा लेना, I am sure their performance is going to increase dramatically on basis of personal authority. I've had a child from St. Felix School who's got 50%, and she kind of was in first 10 of her school when she passed 10th standard with about 88%. In 1 year's time only by applying these methods. So I totally believe in them. So next is peak hours and dull hours. All those hours when my attention is very, very high, do the most important learning work. Identify which that is early mornings, late nights, afternoons. Most important learning work where absorption is required, do in the peak hours. Copying of notes, completing of assignments, which doesn't need too much of intelligence, do it in the dull hours. Personally, for me, evening 7 to 9 is dull hours. In that time, I check my WhatsApp messages. दिमाग नहीं लगाना पड़ता है. Full day when I'm at office, I'm at my peak. So there I do the most important works that I have. Hence, if some of you message me and I replied, that's been very, very nicely stationed to doing it only when I'm sitting that in my dull hours, not in my peak hour time. So peak hours and dull hours all done. कितने हुए methods में? How many methods have we covered? 3 methods. 4th method. Favorite to many. Preview, study, review. Preview dot study dash review. I have also put it in the chat box if you want to see. Have Bharti. Sion, I'll come to you.
In preview, study, review, we are taking in the KMM sessions in so many years. We read the previous sessions so that children remember and then we do. Or when we book our tickets for any play or any movie, we usually go to the review. Or even if you want to indulge ourselves in any classroom or classes, also we go on Google research, do the review and then go further ahead. So review, today's generation, I think रिव्यू लेना इज बिकम वेरी कॉमन. हम जब लेते थे KMM पहले तब उतना कॉमन नहीं था, बट आज की तारीख में बहुत कॉमन है.
Thanks, but I need to add a little couple of clarifications here. This review is not about taking feedback about what is being done. This review is about revision. So preview is, since the movie ka thing has come out, the trailer of any movie is the preview. Spider-Man आई है ना? When we see the trailer, it is preview. It shows us in glimpse what is going to be there. Study, when I'm sitting in the movie theater and watching the movie, that is, or when I'm sitting inside the classroom, I'm taking in the information. The review is, I go back home and just revise the chapter in brief again. So preview is a little beforehand knowledge. Studies actually when it is happening, do first things first and first time, right? Total focus so that you get totally it in your mind. Go home and revise it immediately that day so that retention becomes total. Simran and Shamit, just give me 1 minute to complete my point and I'll come to. Why preview study review is very, very important is, today if I study a subject and I go home and just revise through, even read through it, my retention will be almost 90%. If I go the revision and delay to 2 more days, my retention becomes 50%. And after a week, if I open the chapter, I may not remember most of it. So doing first things first and first time right, it's only advantageous to do the review immediately after the session, the school day, so that I remember most. And preview is so easy today because AI is there. All of them are using it. Now, if I have to write an essay, I might give the topic to PT and say, PT, please give me an essay, copy pasted and get marks. But actual intelligence use of artificial intelligence, it has called. It is not called something that is going to reduce our intelligence. If I know that my teacher is going to take a particular topic in my class today, a small review, this is the topic, give me the main pointers. It will give you the main pointers in less than a few seconds. I read through it, go to school. When the teacher is teaching, I'm already familiar with some pointers. Hence, I can accept it. I can feel one with it. I can relate to it. And then when I come back, even for review, we can use AI. This was covered. Can you give me the key points after the session to remember? So intelligence use of AI can help me do preview study review. It reduces my unnecessary wastage of time and revision. Preview study review, if applied, only this one point now. Students' efforts in doing double revisions will go down drastically. Their energy will remain intact, their interest will remain intact, and they will have so much more time to do what they can do. So preview study review is a must for every child and should be taken in a little depth inside the classroom. Related back to first things first time right, calmer mind, but preview study review is the most important of all our methods. Yes, Simran and Shamir.
You actually went so much in depth. It becomes a little irrelevant to talk about it right now. But in our offices, we have a concept that when you are getting into a meeting, tell them what you want to tell them, and then tell them, and then tell them what you already told them. So in the same way, you give a kind of an agenda, you have that conversation, and then you summarize it so that it hammers in their brain multiple times.
Absolutely. So thanks again, Shamir, because it becomes easy to explain review now. Review is the summarization.
Summary, yeah, absolutely.
Review is not the Google review that we're taking, it's the summarization. So Shamir, thanks again for sharing. So preview, study, review, and review is the summary. Clear? चलिए नेक्स्ट पॉइंट देखो, हमारा प्रीव्यू होता है टॉपिक का टाइटल, स्टडी होता है व्हेन वी डू द सेशन, रिव्यू होता है एसी मीटिंग. सो वी ऑलरेडी फॉलो इट इन KMM. Siona?
Yeah, I actually had a thing for the previous point, PCAS and DALAS. So it was like a small example that I myself and even the other volunteers can use. So since childhood, I've been a morning person only. Subah utke padhai karna. I used to say ki chidiya nahi so rahi to main kyun so. But then because of my friends, because they liked to hang out late in the night after 8 o'clock till 10, 11, I started sleeping late and waking up late. And during 10th, 11th, mera wohi sab hota tha. And my mom used to be like, why are you doing this? You know, you've always been a morning person. Then थोड़ा टाइम से I started trying कि चलो थोड़ा जल्दी उठ के थोड़ा पढ़ने का try करते हैं. And during my boards, I used to do that. Then I performed pretty well because I switched. I recognized, re-familiarized myself with my peak hours. And that's why my performance also got peak. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. चिड़िया नहीं सो रही है तो मैं क्यों सो? That's very sweet. I'll add it to the PDF. Thank you, Siona. Cute, na? Give some hearts to her, na?
There's one more also. So because there used to be early morning sun, no, and I love laddus like bundi laddus. So my dad always used to be like, "Dekho subah aisa laddu de deta." Then he used to do this with the finger and then plug the sun and then put it in my mouth. Yeah, it's so cute.
Thank you, Siona. चलिए next point पे चलते हैं. The fifth point of methods is weekly goals. Most of the students practice timetables. They always decide it. And till now, if you ask them what are the weekly goals, if I say, what do you understand, they'll tell you. If I want to get 90% in the week, I have to study and finish so many chapters. So then most of us have this knowledge. The point is, when we decide the weekly goals, we should at least complete 90% of that. That is the main point. So make a decision to complete at least 90% of your weekly goals. If we can do that, then we'll be on track. So in weekly goals, you can ask the students to answer. I'm very sure they'll give us very enlightening answers like what Siona has given us right now. Chidiya nahi so rahi hai to main kyun so? I'll always remember that, Siona, for the rest of my life. So whatever is their percentage that they want to take, for that, what can they do this week? Then what can they do today? And follow at least 80% through of that timetable. So these are weekly goals and daily goals. Key points. Can somebody tell me what is the meaning of key points? The next method. Aushu, you would like to try?
Hi, yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, key points is fundamentally connected to how we review the topic, where I go through the entire chapter and I highlight what are the key points of the chapter that I need to know, that I need to remember very clearly. So, when I'm revising before the exam, then I only go through the highlights and it's easier for me to recall.
Brilliant. So key points is something like the highlights. If I complete a chapter, what are the highlights of the chapter? The bullet points, the key points. Because the cricket season is going on quite continuously, highlights likha to it might just try. So key points in brackets, I write highlights. Have the highlights. Mamu mein dam hai is like a key point. So to remember mind mood method, Mamu mein dam hai is I'm making a jingle and key points so that revision becomes better. The entire advantage of key points is I can do quick revision at the last moment. Next point, one thing at a time. Next point, one thing at a time. Rita, can I put you on spotlight? Okay. Rita, can you count 1 to 10 for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
अच्छा, अभी थोड़ा और स्पीड बढ़ा के, can you say A to J for me?
A to J.
हाँ.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. J.
J. Okay, ठीक है. Now you'll have to tell me 1A to B.
1A, 2B, 3C, 4D, 5E, 6F, 7.
ठीक है. Okay, thank you. See, we have practically seen when we attempt to do too many things together, the efficiency drops. But when she has to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's faster. Even when she has to say A to J, which is a different thing, that's also faster. So when I'm doing one thing, let me complete one. In between maths, revision, if I remember science, homework, and बाजू में science भी कर रहा है, बीच में maths भी कर रहा है, ये side पे geography map भी बना रहा है, everything is going to be a chaos. My efficiency can be great. I can perform well when I focus at one thing at a time. Clear? Simple? Last point. Last point. For review or summary, we can use this point as well, which is quiz. Which is a quiz. So when I'm revising, remembering things, attempting to remember, then have quiz. What are the 4 points in mind? मेरा quiz time चालू हो गया. Calm mind, first things first time right, no distractions. 5 points in mood. Bright light, healthy food, proper sleep, play, relaxation, clutter free space. Key points भी हो जाता है, quiz time भी हो जाता है. And what are the 8 points of methods?
Audio
Visual,
visual, 50-minute
Correct.
hour, peak
Correct.
hours, dull hours, review, study, review,
Hmm?
weekly goals, key points, one thing at a time, and quiz yourself.
Quiz yourself. Thanks, Aushu. Done? Portion complete. You can relax. So about 20 to 20 minutes, 22 minutes. It looks like many pointers, but when we are in the class, it will go in a jiffy. Again, let me emphasize, a lot of pointers. Some combinations will work for some students, some combinations will work for some others. हम बच्चों को एक थाली दे रहे हैं, वो थाली में से जो उनको टेस्टी लगता है ना वो उठा लेंगे, और वो 2-3 भी उठा लेते हैं ना चीजें, उनका पेट भर जाएगा, परफॉर्मेंस इंक्रीज हो. Our justice will be, our doing justice to the thali will be, every point that we give, let us give it properly. Don't do partiality with points, okay? So all points equally important. Let's serve it to them and let them take what is comfortable for them. Chalega? Are you ready for the last part or you need a break right now? 50-minute hour karna hai. Chalega, na? The last part is very, very simple. We talk to the students about a child who has been a performer, almost their age, maybe a couple of years elder to them. And his performance has inspired a lot of people around. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Vaibhav Suryavanshi. All of us know Vaibhav Suryavanshi? Okay. Almost their age. Now, from a small village called Tajpur in Samastipur district of Bihar, this small child starts learning to play cricket, enjoying cricket. By the time he is 8 years old, his father is driving him almost 100 kilometers one way and back alternate days to practice in a cricket academy in Patna. His father's business suffers. They have to sell a piece of land for them to support his hobby. If that is not enough, they build a pitch right next to their house so that he does first things first and first time right always. No excuses, no distractions, keep practicing. And at 13, he becomes the youngest player to be signed off in an IPL auction. At 14 years and 32 days exact, most of the students in the classroom are of this age. He walks out on the field for a match of Rajasthan Royals, creates the second fastest century in IPL, 101 out of 38 balls. His own coach calls him absolutely fearless. We remember his performance, but what we do not realize is behind that performance, there would have been thousands of practice balls that he would have practiced. Performance for him was not just out there on the field, but performance for him was in every practice session that he did. Every morning when his mother woke up at 4 o'clock to make his meals for him, his father drove him to the academy and he gave his 100%. Every practice session, he was building his performance 1 point at a time. Those thousands of practiced unseen sessions have today been visible to us as his performance. Performance is not luck. Performance is equal to right ma mu me into daily practice. Ma mu me dam hai cannot be practiced once. It has to be practiced daily. And then it becomes a performance of a lifetime, which kind of goes down in history. And this willingness to do Mamu mein dam hai into daily practice comes from this attitude, which is the title of the session, Win Before You Begin. Win before you begin. Let me tell you about a story which is very dear to my heart. In the coastal regions of South India, there was a small village, and one of the farmers had a big farm along the coast. He had a dilemma, क्योंकि उसके यहाँ पे ना कोई वर्कर टिकता नहीं था. Since his farm was very close to the coast, there used to be quite regular storms, and nobody was willing to come and stay there because it's crazy. You do everything in the farm, the storm comes and destroys it all. So he put out an advertisement, and for many months he couldn't get someone. And lastly one guy came to him, ekdam patla dubla sa. Looking at him, the farmer wondered, will he be able to take care of my farm? He will only fall down. But that fellow said, don't worry, I'll take care of everything. But when the winds are blowing, I need to sleep. Matlab, when the storms are coming, I will be sleeping. This farmer was desperate. He said, whatever is your condition, I accept. Please start working. This worker started working. And before the storm comes, there is a dull in the air. So one of those afternoons, as the farmer was sitting and having his chai in the veranda, he said, लगता है अभी storm आने वाला है. और उसका चिंता में नहीं है ना, rise up हो गया. क्योंकि कैटल को बांधना है, ग्रेन्स रखा हुआ है, उसके ऊपर प्लास्टिक बांधना है. They have to lock everything up properly. He put his cup down, ran to the granary, and to his surprise, the granary was absolutely packed and shut properly, safe. He ran to the cattle shed. The cattle shed were intact, tied, absolutely safe. All the small things that have to be kept inside the go down from the farm had been kept very nicely. Lastly, this fellow goes to the cabin of the worker. There the worker is sleeping. This fellow gets agitated. He wakes him up and says, अरे storm आने वाला है, देखो कुछ समझता है कि नहीं? He said, sir, पहले ही मैंने आपको बोला था, when the storm comes, when the winds are blowing, I will sleep. बोले तो कैसे सो सकता है? बोले आपके grains बराबर है, आपके instruments बराबर है, आपके cattle बराबर है, फिर करना क्या है? Sit and enjoy the storm with your chai and let me sleep, please. Win before you begin is nothing but I will sleep when the winds are blowing, and that is nothing but practicing Mamu Mein Dum Hai on a daily basis. If I practice Mamu Mein Dum Hai on a daily basis, the day of performance will be just like another practice session. No panic, no blank. I will enjoy my performance as much as my practice. So my gift, I want you to gift something to yourself. Please practice, win before you begin, and enjoy your performances. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best for the session. So ये हमारा सेशन है, 4 parts है, simple है. Third part will have many pointers. It's the 4th session. You know your classrooms well. You know how to pace it. Those of you who are in colleges, I will talk to you personally to modify a session a little bit to suit to your classrooms. Other than that, let's create many more star of the futures from our classrooms. They deserve it. You deserve it. And KMM deserves. Love you so much. Over to Naren.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Thanks,
Lovely
Joe.
session, Joe.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Can you show the slide, the last slide? Mamu mein dum hai.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll post it now. We have 10 minutes. We'll give it to Naren. And in the groups, I will post the PDF. I'll post the slides. Everything I'll give you. Will that do, Anuradha?
Yes.
Chalo. ठीक है. Sir, over to you.
Beto, very well taken. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Today I realized something very important, Beto, thanks to you. What I realized is I am a 57-year-old man married to a 30-year-old lady. Bharti is going to learn Garba, and after she comes back in the night also she's making some moves. And in the daytime, I mean in the morning, just before breakfast also, I see her doing some moves. So I can actually call it, I'm experiencing Garba. मेरे घर में वही चल रहा है. how do we summarize this session in a very simple way? Clarity of goals. So let's say the word is goals. If I have to be a top performer, I need to have my goal. Arjun ki aankh kaun si hai? Then I need methods to achieve my goal. What needs to be done? So if Arjun has to pierce the eye, the method has to be the bow and the arrow. When you know the method, then you need to practice. And the focus of your practice is always improvement. So 4 words: goals, method, practice, and improvement. This session called Win Before You Begin has goals and methods. What the kids now need to do is practice and improve, practice and improve, practice and improve. Now, let me tell you something which will probably become a guideline to you for the rest of your life. And I'll take 5-7 minutes to share that with you. In Joe's style, let me ask you, is it okay if I speak for the next 5-7 minutes?
Yes.
There is something called borrowed trust, and there is something called earned trust. They are two different things. Sometimes in life, borrowed trust works, but most of the times it is earned trust that works. What is borrowed trust? Those of you who are in sales, marketing, business, social media, website development, you would have read this term called testimonials. What is a testimonial? A testimonial is when somebody says, oh, this is really good. And somebody else believes in this claim called this is really good. Now, this is called borrowed trust. You don't have experience. Somebody tells you and therefore you trust. It's called borrowed trust. Like I remember when Swati Patil's family started a firm called Vedas, and they had A2 milk as one of their offerings. Because we trust Swati, when she said, this is absolutely A2 milk, there is no mixture, there is no false claims, this is very, very authentic. Now, we don't have experience trust of the product, but we have trust on Swati. And when she gives a commitment or she makes a claim, I want to trust her. So this is called borrowed trust. Somebody else says something and I trust because the source is trustworthy. Satish Joshi does Let's Explore, and then Satish tells his children that you should also do Let's Explore because you will grow a lot. Now, the children don't know Let's Explore, which is Life School's signature training program, but they trust the intention of the father. And therefore, they say, okay, if you are saying it's good, I know you have my best intentions in mind, so I will also enroll for the training program. So, this is called borrowed trust. Sometimes in life, you will find that you recommend, but people are not buying what you are recommending. For example, many of you would have told a few friends that join Keep Moving movement. They appreciate you for the work that you do. They appreciate the idea of making a difference in schools. but they are not yet trusting. Can it be so good? Can it be so powerful? So you are making an effort to create borrowed trust. But for some people who doubt, who by nature do not trust, who doubt, who have had experiences where because they trusted, they had setbacks. Now, for them, if they don't listen to you, it's not about they're rejecting you. It's just that they do not operate out of this frame called borrowed trust. They operate out of a frame called earned trust. So when Joe spoke about Mallika and what Mallika practiced before her interviews, now for Mallika, the power of box breathing is earned trust. Now when we listen about Mallika, we have borrowed trust. अच्छा मल्लिका को हुआ है तो हमको भी अच्छा होगा. But when you live that, then it becomes earned trust. Like all of you have experienced some change in your life, some transformation in your life because of KMM. Now what you have is earned trust. Now when you say, I trust KMM, we will do a great job, we impact thousands of lives. Like when Joe is saying star of the future will be scintillating. Now, Joe is not saying star of the future will be scintillating because she's confident of an idea. She's saying it's going to be scintillating because they have experiences of what has happened through stars of the future. Inside the classroom, there will be some children who trust people, who for some reason trust you. Now, their borrowed trust will make them implement. And there are some people who don't trust others easily. Now, with those people, the only thing which works is earned trust. Now, how do you earn trust? You earn trust not by going for a big experience, but you earn trust by beginning with small experiences. So remember this in your life. If somebody doesn't trust you, it is not about you, it is about them. And it's not about you and them, it's about the process with which they understand life. So inside the classroom, if you have some disturbance, inside the classroom, if there are some children who are not able to focus, it is not that they are against you, they don't want to focus, they don't like you, they are disturbing elements. Life has given them certain experiences by which they don't live by borrowed trust. They need earned trust. And there, if we can give these children a little validation, a little attention, a little appreciation, and you can do that with a smile on your face, something magical will happen. They will understand this person is not judging us. Our best interest is in their heart. Imagine me shouting at Preetham and saying, Yaar, why are you like this? Why have I prepared and come? Don't you think I have put some effort and you should respect me? Did I earn trust? On the other hand, let's say Preetham is disturbed. He is playing with his friends when I'm taking the session. Now, what can I say in that moment where I don't humiliate him, yet I am composed, and yet it creates a small bond by which Preetham says, इनके क्लास में डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना. That is your challenge that you're going to win. Old method was screaming, shouting, blaming, ठीक है नहीं सुनना है तो छोड़ो. Or for some people it was like, अच्छा इनको completely ignore करो. But inside chaos is there. And sooner or later it will come out in a negative way. So all I need to do is tell Preetham, looks like you are a fun-loving person. That's it. I did not humiliate him. I gave him that little attention, but I stayed focused on the class. For a teacher or for a trainer, these are our tests. Our test is not to remember the session and deliver. Our test is these children who, for various reasons, do not live by earned trust, do not live by borrowed trust, they live by earned trust. How do I behave inside the classroom by which I earn trust? And if you have to forget about KMM for a little while, and if you have to think about your life, I can say this with a lot of authority based on the work that we do in life school, that sometimes a relationship begins with borrowed trust, but the relationship needs to have earned trust also. Whether it is husband and wife, whether it is mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, whether it is two partners in a firm, whether it is parents and children, whether it's a leader and their team members, the key is earned trust. I will speak more about this in next Sunday's life lesson for life schoolers. In the meanwhile, see if you can get clarity, and this is your homework. See if you can have clarity on where do you want to have earned trust. Use today's entire session to plan where do you want to have earned trust with customers, with family members, with friends, with yourself. Do this and see your life will not be the same again. Bedu, when we began KMM and you started taking the session, it might have been borrowed trust. Today, you have reached a stage where I can say with 1000% confidence, you have earned trust. All the best, darlings. Love you all. Have a great session.